to the other side of the aisle, and the Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders threw a last-minute hurdle in front of Hillary Clinton for the Democratic nomination by clinching a surprise victory in the Indiana primary. But the result probably won't affect the near certainty that she'll win her party's nomination. Now, in his victory speech, Bernie Sanders reassured his supporters that he'd keep up the fight against Trump.
I know that all over this country there is a fear that Donald Trump will be elected President of the United States. I am here to tell you that won't happen. It won't happen. It won't happen because in every national poll that I have seen for a long time, we beat Trump by double-digit numbers.
Well, for more on this, let's speak to Kilmeny Duchardt, who's in Washington. Good morning, Kilmeny, or good evening to you. So, a big night. Does this now clear the way for Donald Trump?
You're absolutely right, Kamali. Wow, what an evening in American politics, with Indiana certainly marking a decisive turning point in this race. Certainly, it was thought that Ted Cruz could announce the suspension of his campaign if Trump did deliver such a blow like this. But certainly, I think it came as a shock and a surprise to everyone, especially leading up to this. Cruz had made a huge effort to team up with Ohio Governor John Kasich. They wanted to work together in Indiana. Kasich was going to sit the race out and give Cruz the delegates he needed to try to steal some support from Donald Trump. And in fact, he was really grasping at straws when he announced that Carly Fiorina would be his running mate. But all of that looks to be attempts that certainly have failed. So Cruz certainly did announce the end of his campaign. He declared that there was certainly no path forward. And certainly Cruz and Kasich had been hoping for a brokered convention. But now at this point, with Cruz, who is Trump's closest rival, now out of the race, it looks like Trump is now the presumptive Republican nominee.
Well, of course, along the way, there were some vicious exchanges between Cruz and Trump. Do you think the party, the GOP, will now unite behind Trump? Do you see that happening?
Well, what's been fascinating about this race is it did take a very ugly turn, Kamali. Trump just this morning made a comment insinuating that Ted Cruz's father was somehow responsible for the assassination of the late American president, John F. Kennedy. That really hit a chord with him. He struck back hard, calling Trump a pathological liar, a narcissist, a serial philanderer. I mean, he really, it took quite an ugly campaign turn in the campaign. But certainly the suspension of his campaign prompted Donald Trump to take a much more presidential note. He actually expressed empathy for Cruz's loss and acknowledged him as a tough and a strong competitor. Now, whether that was genuine empathy or a campaign tactic, it was aimed at uniting the party, and certainly Donald Trump is trying to do that here.
Well, Kilmeny, from Washington, thank you.